Alrighty, boys, the Ford is back up and running in all its glory. Alright, I got to put you on pause, get the magnets back up and get you rolling, so hang tight. Alrighty, boys, I'll take you for a little ride along. I don't really do much videos of this Ford, so while I can, or while I have the opportunity, I will. Actually, you know what? Hold on a sec. Y'all are probably curious what's all going down and why it's pole driving the Ford. Well, if you guys, some of you missed it, this Ford went dead on me about 360 miles from Spokane, so I had to go rescue it again recently. So, fixed it last night, or I had my buddy's shop fix it. Really good friend. I asked him if he minds if I share his shop. He's like, I don't really want to deal with the internet. I'm like, okay. First guy ever to refuse a little bit of advertisement. But anyways, Nick did a really good job. We both suspected it was the H-pop, but I didn't want to believe it's the H-pop because I put a brand new H-pop in that, Adrenaline. Over-glorified and overpraised piece of junk pipe pump that went kaboom on me a year later. Mileage perspective, well, I had at least 20,000 miles, but no more than 30,000 miles on it. So it really sucks, but it is what it is. So what did I do? I went with a Ford OEM part. They will cover it for 2 years, parts and labor. So hopefully this new H-pop treats me a little better than the other one did. So anyways, to make a long story short, I'll bring you along on my personal test drive of this vehicle. I got 2018 rims on this Ford, so they're a little narrower than the stock ones, so they end up touching. Full lock or whatever. So that's the reason why you heard a little bit of rubbing there. I was thinking spacers, but spacers is really hard on the axles and the tires and everything. So I think I'm gonna run these a little bit longer. Either put the OEM 16s back on or buy off the aftermarket 18s with the proper offset, because these are sunk in. Anyways, guys, once the turn screen here, we'll get going. You guys get to hear and feel this truck rolling. I'm fairly impressed, considering the fact that we've been doing all these tune-ups, but I really haven't been driving it to feel the difference. I know resealing the injectors and all that definitely helped with performance, but the thing is, it's hauling. The bottom line is, right now, it's pulling really respectfully for a 7.3. I'm very impressed with it. That's 305,000. Here, let me show you. I'm shifting it fairly early, and that's the impressive part about it. It's fairly torquey for a 7.3. It's probably as good as this truck ever ran. And yes, we are hauling, as you've seen in the beginning of this video. Got me I don't know, maybe 5,000. Nah, it's probably 4.5, 5,000 pounds of steel back there. At a 5,000 pound trailer, so about, give or take, about 10,000 pounds behind this pickup. It's an older pickup, but 373 gears help it a little bit. I mean, compared to my Rams running 342s on the older ones, and the new ones actually run 373s as well. So that axle, I think, is perfect for what we do. Especially on this Ford, keeps the revs a little higher. So, anyways, but notice the RPM, man. I'm really not wrapping this Ford out. For what it is, it maintains speed, and it'll pull little hills at 1,600, small little rolling hills. As I said, the load isn't too much, but it's still fairly impressive. So all in all, the truck broke down because of the H-pop. Didn't really want to believe it. When it broke down, my initial thing, it was a 3-step process for me. I did not do the third step clearly, but I got it to the shop, flipped on the switch, make sure the switch works, at the same time had the valve open for the lift pump. It flowed a good amount of fuel, so I'm like, 99%, that's good. So I jumped in, checked the ICP sensors, just sharing with you guys how I did my diagnostics. I did the ICP sensors, checked that out, and then the IPR sensor looked pretty whacked. So I'm like, sooner or later I'm still going to check it. So without proper diagnostics, I went ahead and changed out the IPR sensor, which maybe at the time didn't need changing, but I don't feel like I wasted my money there. next thing was H-pop. I had a strong feeling it was the H-pop, but I just didn't want to believe it. I felt like I'm missing something. I'm not a Cummins bias guy, but I have a lot of experience with Cummins, and Powerstrokes are not just my forte. The small only Powerstroke I personally own. So I called my buddy, asked him if he could jump on it if I brought it over. He said, yeah, and he knows his Fords inside and out. You know, that's mainly what they work on, that shop. So I brought it over. He's like, dude, it's your H-pop. I'm like, okay, well, throw OEM one. So he did. So we're back up and running. Truck's running, you know, flawlessly. For a 7.3, it over-exceeded my expectation. All in all is what I'm trying to say. So I'll wrap up the day driving this truck and testing everything I need to test on it and hand it back over. Let the driver enjoy it. All right, boys, as always, may the Lord bless you. May you almighty find day. Ciao. Bye.